Hi everybody and welcome to our first Google Hangout with Debbie Bulford.
Hello.
And Alison Tarrant.
Oh.
So we've got loads of questions from yourselves and we'll keep taking them whilst we're live now. Might as well start off at the beginning from one off Facebook, and it is our, let's go for, oh. Still pulling faces.
Hello.
Okay, we're back again. We'll go for one from Heidi, and it says, "Hi Debbie, I'm mad about polymer clay, but find mixing colours to make an impact difficult. Could you give me some ideas, please?"
Yes, I would. If you're worried about mixing colours, I would get your favourite magazine, your favourite picture, and look at the colours within that. I wouldn't actually try and mix colours. I'd sit down with all your colours and find something that you really love, whether it's an interior design or a picture, and try and match those colours, because if you try and do it in your head, you'll end up with brown mush. So choose your favourite outfit and try and make something for that outfit. I think sometimes you try and get a bit too much into all the colours, so enjoy. Carol! Hi everyone! Hello!
I'm going to pass over to Carol because, as you can tell, I really don't want to do this.
I'm only 1 minute late. Sorry,
We've
everyone.
done the top one.
Have we?
We've done the top one, so we're into...
Nice and warm, Scott. Hot cheeks.
We've done number one.
Yeah.
We're on to number two. Oh, is it number two? What is it? See if it is that one.
This is from Heidi Mum. This one
What is
here.
that? Yeah, read that one.
It says, "Hi Debbie, I'm mad about polymer clay, but find mixing."
Oh no, we've done that one. Done that. Sorry.
Oh, we've done that one.
Didn't realise that.
Laura Robertson, then. I have a question for Linda.
Linda will be here shortly.
Okay. To all designers.
Right.
Alison. Debs. To all designers, who is your secret celebrity crush, and what kind of jewellery or ornamental piece would you do for them?
And we have had this conversation.
We have had this conversation.
Have you?
Yeah.
Alison has come up with an extremely good suggestion for me, because I do like Jason Statham. It's quite nice. And Alison just suggested that I make him a coat hanger.
That's a nice idea.
Somewhere to put the clothes on. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was my work. Don't
Go on,
go
then.
any of this.
Oh, come on. Rack your brains.
Someone like Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Stunning.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
isn't
what
it?
I make for him, then.
What could you make for him?
Sorry, John.
That's right. That's enough. I think we should move on to the next question. Right. Maggie Lacey says, "Thanks. Hi. Could Debbie? This is from Maggie Lacey. Hi. Could Debbie explain how, when using texture sheets, you can use two colours within the lines and the second as a background colour? I'm not sure if this makes sense. I'm not sure. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if it makes sense, but I think I remember seeing Debbie put clay into a texture sheet, then removing it using a blade and putting a separate background colour over this, and using the same piece of clay to lift out the clay from within the impression.
It's called a Sutton slice. That's the name of the technique. And you take all your different colours, and you have to have quite a deep texture sheet that has definite areas to fill. So put all your different colours on, take off the excess with your flexible blade, and then you put another piece of clay over the top, and you pull the colours out.
Sounds nice.
Wow. So that's how to do it. It's called a Sutton slice if you want to look up any other details.
Oh, thank you very much. We've got a question here from, no, this is from Jean Hobart. I think this is actually asked a question asked to Laura Binding, so we might come back to that one then, Jean, if that's okay. Joe West says, "To all designers, what was the first gemstone you purchased and why?"
Oh, goldfish memory. First one I purchased was probably Labradorite.
Right.
I just love the colours.
Stunning, isn't it?
I love it, yeah. And we were in a bead shop somewhere miles away, so we're going back years.
Yeah.
And I just walked past and it was like, oh my gosh. It was a show, it wasn't a bead shop. Because it was before I'd started making jewellery. And there was just this, it's like a crisp shape.
Oh.
It comes in a tube.
Yeah.
And it's about the size of it. And there was this piece, and the colours flashing on it was stunning.
It is a stunning gem, isn't it?
So,
what about you, Debbie?
Actually, the first one I bought here was Labradorite.
Was it?
And I think when you first get into gemstones, that's the one that catches your eye, because it's not just a flat colour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got
fascinating.
It's got definite layers, isn't it? What was the first piece of jewellery you made, and have you still got it?
I have. I made a scrolly wire work thing.
First piece of jewellery?
Yeah, I'd started playing.
Wow.
Well, Mum was buying me jewellery, and I thought I was going to make some. She was buying me earrings, and I thought I had to make something to go with it. And I made this, and it had kyanite beads on it. Just a few little kyanite beads and some open scroll work, and I still got it.
Isn't that fantastic?
Still wear it.
What about you, Debbie?
I did a floating necklace, and I've still got it actually, with some wooden beads on it. I remember that. Yeah, still got it.
I think mine was a stretchy bracelet. That's all very advanced, isn't it? Goodness me. And part 3 of Joe West's question is, if you could only have one gemstone strand, what would it be? Gem, shape, and size. Joe, you're very specific there. I like that.
I couldn't.
You couldn't?
I couldn't.
Oh, there you go. That's helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't restrict myself. I really couldn't.
What about you, Debbie?
I fell in love with beer quartz. I thought the beer quartz was just stunning.
What leather for ages?
No, and I had some round beer quartz that were so highly faceted, and they were stunning, and they were graduated. So I can't say one size because they were all different. They were fabulous.
I think something like that with smoky quartz is always a winner for me as well.
Oh yes,
really, the really highly faceted ones.
I thought that beer strand.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? It's such a soft, gentle, it's beautiful. Love it. Fantastic. This is from Christine Sherman. Hi there. I always have problems joining the beading wire to jump rings. What would you suggest I do as I sell my jewellery on? Also, which workshop would you recommend I attend? Looking forward to the birthday show. And that's from Christine. Debbie?
What do you think?
I tend to use the little guards. If you're having trouble with it, you can get little guards. I think we've got them on the website.
Yes, like a horseshoe.
Yeah, it's like a little horseshoe.
Yes.
You put the beading thread up through it, over the top and down, and then you crimp below that, and it just protects it, and it gives it a bit more substance around the jump ring.
We did have some oval jump rings at one point, so that the opening is halfway down the long side, so the beading thread comes at the bottom, so it won't come through the hole, which is a problem, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think those I think they're called. Are they called wire guardians?
I think something like that.
Yeah, have a look on our website so you can find.
And I think Linda's done a starting beading, isn't she? She's doing introduction to beading or something. I think Linda's doing something like that. Have a look on the website, and there are some new workshops coming up.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Questions to the designers. This is from Sarah Wilkes. Hi, Sarah. After the years of gems and jewellery making, what still gives you butterflies in your tummy? Mine is London Blue Topaz, she says. I really like Russian dioxide.
Oh, I
always get so excited whenever we have that on the show. I love it.
Yeah, we had, is it called camel quartz? Is it camel quartz? Something that was like a beer quartz.
Oh, I don't know.
That was like beer quartz, but some of it was clear, some of it wasn't, and it was absolutely stunning. A couple of weeks ago, that was beautiful. But I'm afraid clay is for me.
Clay. Yeah.
Just seeing what comes out of that, that's exciting.
It's fantastic.
Last thing that gave me butterflies was the square wire.
Oh, really?
Square wire.
We need to get some more of that in, don't we? And also the reels of chain that we had as well. They were incredible, weren't they?
Yeah, so sparkly.
Loads of stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Carol, myself and my husband think that you're a fab presenter. You and Jenny are our favourites. Oh, that's very kind of you, Sarah. Thank you very much. Keep it up, guys. Now, Julie Roden says, what would your desert island strand be? Or desert strand and medium as well.
Wire.
It's going to have to be wire. It's going to have to be wire, isn't it?
Strand. Now, for a desert island, I want a quartz because a lot, you'd want something with substance that isn't going to get sand and damaged, and you can wear it. I
love the way you're practically thinking about a desert island strand. And if it's concave facet, you can break open. What about you two? Maybe some wooden beads to help float or something. Yes.
Hopefully to the size of a canoe.
Bring them all together and make it
Clay, I think, would be awful on desert island. We got to unpack it.
Or a Clay Ray Mears, maybe he could help, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think I have a diamond. You could use that then to do fires and things.
You could, couldn't you? A very practical answer there. Physical desert. Oh no, what have I done here? Hang on, what's the thing? I've locked the iPad. Yeah, I'm late this morning. I'm so sorry. My husband had to go to work, then had to leave the baby at home, and I couldn't just leave. And I'm so sorry. I'm late. I'm sorry. A question for Carol, a question for me. I used to enjoy your bouncing race around the James studio, and recording the brand new Kit song was a genius. What crazy ideas have you got, or would you like to get, or would like to get past the management for Jewelry Maker this year?
Wow.
I'd like to do like a Jewelry Maker flash mob thing. You know, the flash
mob?
Oh,
yes.
Wow, I'd love to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the call centre or something. We could all kind of dress up really badly as kind of, I don't know, exchange students or something, and then just turn up and just do some crazy dancing or something. But yeah, we had to stop the space operations. It was kind of health and safety issues. But so like a flash mob. Not flashing. That doesn't involve flashing, by the way. It does not involve flashing.
No.
Oh. Hi everyone, this is from James. Hi James, I've got a question for Alison. How long did it take you to master the wirework box with the opening lid? I think I've seen
the box. It's on the DVD.
Oh.
The box didn't take that long.
What about the elephant?
Oh, the elephant took a while.
That's incredible.
The elephant took me all week.
Yeah.
And a lot of sleepless lack of sleep.
It's fabulous. The most incredible thing.
The box didn't take long because it's flat. It's on what you make the panels in one plane, so they're actually quite easy to do. All you've got to do is tweak your scrolls to fit them in the hole. People find the hardest thing is the wire wrapping because they're fingers. But if you leave a long enough tail on your wire, it makes it much easier.
Well, there you go.
Much easier.
James, we'd like to send your Wall of Fame interest. Diane Hughes says, hi ladies, I'm new to jewellery making and want to try some wire work. Which size of wire would you buy to start off with? Thank you. Looking forward to the birthday show. That's from Diane. What would you say?
Right, it really does depend what sort of wire work you want to do.
Yeah.
Mine's quite structural, so I started off with 1 mil and 0.4 mil. The things, a lot of the things Laura does, you could use the 0.8 or the 0.6 with a lot, you know, and then you've got the scroll stuff, not the scroll, the gizmo stuff where you want 0.4 or 0.6. So it really depends which way you want to go, but maybe a 0.8 and a 0.4 will cover most eventualities, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a wire worker, and that's 2 that I normally go for.
Yeah.
Okay. June Bradshaw says, this is a question for Debbie.
Yeah.
I came across a YouTube article about using... I was going to say some random YouTube clip of you from years ago, but anyway.
Thank you.
June does go on.
Thank you.
I came across a YouTube article about using a microwave oven to bake polymer clay, which I posted on Jewelry Maker Facebook page a few days ago. I've tried it, and it doesn't seem to be any better or worse than using any conventional methods. I was mesmerised by the piece bobbling around in the in water. Have you ever tried this method?
No, never.
How could you do that?
I'd be worried about using
It might be too intense.
Yeah, I'd be a bit concerned, only because if you say it's done in water, a lot of the main or top polymer clay artists, I know, you know, we say that if something's too sticky, you put it in the fridge for half an hour. They always go, oh, not for more than 10-15 minutes, because you get a bloom on the outside, like you would if you put something in that was warm, a bit like condensation. And that can change the texture on the outside and the colour on the outside and form bubbles on the outside of your clay. So to put it actually into water and have it bubbling around, I can't think it would do it very much good. I don't know. I've never tried it. I haven't seen the article. I haven't been sent it. So I will have a go at home and let you know.
Post the article on Debbie's page. And
yes, do. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
That would be really interesting, wouldn't it? We've got Autumn. You've sent in a similar question to one that we've already asked about. What would your favourite medium be, and why? So we'll move on from that if that's okay. Julie has got a question for you, Alison. What is your favourite wire making jewellery piece, and to the other designers, what started you making? Happy birthday to all a jewellery maker. Thanks, Julie.
My favourite piece would have to be the rocking horse I made. That's everything went right with that piece. It's the only piece I've come away from and gone, I wouldn't change anything. You know, I don't even know if I could ever recreate it. That just all went.
Did you always want to make a rocking horse out of what I did? Is that something you always wanted to do?
No, it was a commission. A friend of my husband's family had asked me to make something because he'd seen me doing some wire work while we were down there, and he asked me to make something as a christening gift. And at first, the child's name's Darcy, and my mind went to Mr. Darcy. So I was thinking male, and I was thinking, oh, what on earth can I make for a little boy? Train, or I was going through all these, and I thought, oh, we're a rocking horse, and then I found out it was a little girl.
Yeah. Thank goodness you didn't make a
Darcy's a girl's name.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be that.
Oh, fantastic.
I love that.
Fantastic. And what started you making jewellery, Debbie?
I I'm interior designer by trade, as you probably know, and unfortunately the government took all the liability insurance from all the people about 9 years ago, and we all lost our jobs overnight, and I was paying the mortgage, so I thought I've got to do something, and went to the NEC and stood watching Birdie Haywood, and she's incredible. Oh, she is. I was just fascinated, and I think it was because it looked like textiles but in clay. It just like making textiles, so that's what got me into jewellery making, really.
Hi, Chloe. I'm just at the door there. Anyway, right. Alice. Oh no, sorry. This is from Maureen Jones. This is probably a silly question. There's no such thing as silly questions. Oh, hello. How are you?
Yeah, we can sit on the table.
Share with us, everyone. And Chloe. Hey, Chloe. Did you get my text?
No.
I think I might be a couple of minutes late.
Oh,
no, I was 1 minute late. 1 minute late. Well, look at this. They're like bookends.
It's very glamorous bookends.
How are you?
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes, hi everybody.
Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah, it's coming good.
Really good. Really good.
Have you done the DVD yet?
Yep. Yeah. And it's leaving the building.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Oh, how exciting! If you've got any questions for Sheila or Linda, then do keep on updating the page, and we'll try and get through these. This is probably a silly question, but can polymer clay buttons be used on clothing? And if so, can they go in the washing machine and tumble dry, please?
Yes, they can. Be washed on a delicate wash at 30 degrees. And yes, they can go in a tumble dryer. I'd probably put them inside, whatever you're tumble drying, I'll put inside a pillowcase, because it's probably going to be knitwear. So put it inside a pillowcase so it's banging around the tumble dryer. But yes, you can.
Perfect. And Alice Grundy asks you, Debbie, when doing a polymer clay cane, how do you work out how to build them up when aiming for a specific design like faces?
Draw it. Draw it first on a piece of paper and do it onto preferably a squared piece of paper, and then follow the squares. You literally build it like you would a mosaic. So think of them, each tube as a square, and build it up like that. It's the easiest way to do it.
Fantastic, thank you, Debbie. And this is to all guest designers in here. This is from Diane. Do you find it easy or impossible to sell any of your creations that have turned out better than expected and you absolutely love, especially if they were commissions?
Yes, it is difficult, because
Really?
when you do make something and you look at it and you think, oh wow, I really like this myself. So either you have to make it again, and then but you're thinking that's not fair to the person who's commissioned it because they want it to be individual.
You can always pretend that you dropped it and the dog ate it or something.
Yeah, it's lovely to take.
No, the dog eats most of mine.
Oh, really?
I've got a dog.
Oh no, I
The cat ate it. But it must be difficult to sell the pieces when you made these pieces and they're beautiful and you put your time and effort into them and you just think, oh, I just don't want to.
It does teach you though that if you take it to a fair, you bet the one thing you don't want to sell.
Yes.
The one thing that's going to sell, and that makes you
Yes.
think, well, I put my heart and soul into that.
Yes.
So you should do it with everything else.
And this is again to everyone. This is from Carol Nisbet, who says, out of all the kits you've used in the past few months, which gemstone strands or kits which make you then into which strands or kits which when you make them into such amazing bespoke items have you been most proud of? So which kind of strands have you been most proud of? I think your boutique collection the other week with the wishing upside was amazing.
Yeah, I think it's that. If you get what we call a hero strand,
Yes.
which can be even in chips, but if something as rare as chrome dioxide or something like that, I think any gemstone on a temporary strand might look, oh, right, what am I going to do? But it's a bit like cooking. Once you start to add the ingredients to it, you know, it's just magical. So really for me, and I'm only talking for myself, but any gemstone, I just love any gemstone, and I'm privileged to work with any one of them.
And also I think it's sometimes a combination of the colours you've got. I did one, when was it, Friday, and I think there was about 6 strands in it, and I have to say when I made it, because it was brighter, I thought, wow, that really goes well, you know, and it's all just blended together, and so it is all about, once you get them, just open them up and have a look and sit and look at them for a while, and then think, right, here we go.
Oh, fantastic. This is from Tony Stokes. Who's your biggest jewellery maker inspiration, and have you ever met any inspirational jewellery makers? Goodness me.
I've met loads since I've worked here. There are so many inspirational. Check the post. I have. Phenomenal.
You too. You're brilliant.
It's one of those things. I think when you're a crafter, when you're a jewellery maker, you just meet people with the most incredible stories why they got into jewellery making, and you're inspired by everything. Looking at a magazine, day-to-day life, you're inspired by everything, aren't you?
I think when you run a workshop as well,
yeah.
The singularly the most consistent comment that we get is, "Wow, it's just so inspirational working with other like-minded people."
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
even we learn things, don't we?
Absolutely.
Gloria has sent in a question who says, often when I spend a lot of time making something with wire and just doing that, the final bit I find that I sometimes have scratched the wire due to maybe overworking it with tools. The final piece looks good apart from the surface that I've scratched. Is there anything I can do to cover the area to kind of seal it? You
can if you've got coloured felt tips, you could colour it
permanent
in.
markers, I suppose.
Permanent marker and some clear nail varnish. But if you can take it out, I'd take it out and redo that piece. But it's right in the heart of it, and you're going to dismantle the whole thing for one little mark. Then that's what I'd do.
You can buy silver leaf and gold leaf pens, actually, can't you?
Yeah. So if you've got silver or gold, it's
Well, you were saying, Alison, yesterday, weren't you? Yesterday afternoon, that you noticed something 3/4 of the way through, and something, and once you spot it, unfortunately,
it keeps
your eye keeps going.
And I think it depends. If you're making it for yourself, you can live with it sometimes. If you're making it to sell, I would always remake it, because I wouldn't be comfortable selling it if it wasn't spot on. But if you take slow down with your wires and with your tools, and use your fingers where you can.
Yes. Okay.
You know, and the less you work in it, the less chance you have of marking it. And if in doubt, put it to one side and go back to it, because a lot of people keep playing with something. And then it's gone. It's gone too far. Just put it away and go and have a cup of tea.
Louisa Clark says, "What is the most unusual?" I can't wait to hear the answers to this. What is the most unusual household item you've used for making jewellery? Linda, it's over to you. Keep it clean, Linda.
Oh. I've got to rethink that one. The most unusual thing I think I've probably used, to be honest, was a bit of a Urigella spoon that I've got in the house, which is so ancient. But to be honest, it's got the right curve that I was looking for, so I used it as a template. Yeah, definitely. It is strange. I mean, there's inspiration, there's de-inspiration, everything. I think, to be honest, you can suddenly have an idea jump into your head, no matter what you look at, no matter what. And I know Alison talks about railings and things like that. That's the same sort of thing. It's just got that right movement, that right curve, that right bend.
Some fabulous patterns in railings for
I've never looked at a railing before.
Some of these really ornate gates and things. Fantastic patterns.
I've used the spaghetti sizer.
Oh yeah.
You've got different sizes. If you wash your spaghetti in the middle, because there's a hole in the middle. So you've got your hole in the middle, and then you've got the outer part. So if you open it up, you get a bigger. You want to make a pendant when taking the wire around the spaghetti.
I did. I bet you should never ask this question, wouldn't you, Louisa? Debbie?
Well, I use the bottom of cans all the time.
Right.
You cut the bottom off, and then you've got the dome, which is perfect for a pendant, which I use all the time.
Oh. Fantastic. Alison, anything unusual?
It wasn't a household thing. I can Viking knit in the car. It's the only thing when I'm not driving.
That would be impressive.
It's one of the few things I can do in the car because I get travel sick. And we were coming up because John's parents are in Devon, so we've got like a 5.5 journey each time we go down. So we split the journey, and we've got 2.5 hours, so I Viking knit. And I wanted to do a really chunky Viking knit, so we had to stop at the services so I could find something so I could Viking knit round. And the only thing I could find was a really, really, really big battery in a used battery thing, and I asked the girl behind the counter if she'd mind if I had one of her dead batteries.
Randomly, I bet she thought you were mad.
Leave the shop now.
Yeah,
go.
Completely bonkers. Wendy Clements. Oh, hi, Wendy. Great to hear from you. Says, Debbie, Debbie, I have the tools to make my own saw cut jump rings. When I'm trying to cut the coil of wire, the saw blade pulls the coil out and the jump rings are a funny shape. What am I doing wrong?
You've got a blunt saw blade, as you saw live.
Oh, and it's a slippery slope.
It happened to me, and then as soon as the cameras went off, I changed the blade, and it went through like butter. So make sure that the blade is the right way up, for one thing, which is very easy to put it sideways or upside down. So make sure your blade is the right way up, and it is brand spanking new to cut jump rings.
Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. This is to all the designers. Very general question, this one. What is your background, like education, work? I mean, have you all been... Debbie, you started off as an interior designer. Have you all kind of done... A zoologist?
That's what you do.
No.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
But I've crafted all my life, so
Yeah,
I've always had the art side of it. But yeah.
Fantastic. So that was that a scale model then of an elephant?
No, but whenever I do an animal, I do try and do it from real pictures.
Anatomically.
Well, not real animals, but real pictures. I should have had an elephant there to look at.
Yes, just stand still, Nelly the elephant.
I do have to get it, yeah.
Linda and I have done, what haven't we done really?
Yeah.
We've done wedding cakes, making figurines on wedding cakes and birthday cakes. We've done ribboning with ribbon cushions and made dolls.
25 metres from the ground.
Yeah, lots of things really.
Thank you very much for that. So Morag says, Alison, are you going to make another sculpture DVD for Jewellery Maker? Also, how experienced with wire work do you have to be to attempt your sculptures?
Yes, hopefully. And how experienced you need to be. You don't need to be experienced. It's just that you learn as you go along. So start with something basic. And if you think the 3D ones are too much for you, they're not. A beginner can do them. They're just daunting. Do it flat. Do a flat version of it, and then slowly build up. But no, I think a beginner could do them.
The box is a good one to start
with.
The
box would be great.
Is good.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that. Devon says, if you're out and about and something inspires you for a future design, do you take a rough sketch, make notes, or use your phone for pictures?
Phone
Yes.
for pictures.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've got a sketchbook.
I've got a
Little
little
handbag.
And sketch, but you know what I mean? If you do see a feature piece that you really, really like, then
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for going round sort of photographing random people.
yes, it can be difficult.
I've been arrested many times.
Now this is just Tanya. You're opening a box of What has been your funniest moment on Jewellery Maker?
Oh, there's been lots.
Well, can I just say that Linda's can't be repeated?
Linda's can't be repeated.
Please
No.
no, mine.
I was just saying earlier, the funniest thing I've ever seen, not about me, but the funniest thing I've ever seen was when Ali in the old studio was sitting on a stool and crossed her legs, and all you saw was her legs go up in the air, and she ended up on the floor. That was the funniest thing.
That was many years ago.
I know.
Yeah, that's
in the old studio. That was so
Funniest thing
funny.
that funniest thing I think I've seen was when Carol, I think it was quite an innocent reason, but you just dissolved.
Oh, a few months
And it
ago.
is
yes.
so.
I know exactly
it's
what that
so
was.
I can't remember what it
But
was.
Yeah, you can't laugh at it. Yeah, definitely.
I don't. I take it very seriously. I take the show very seriously.
You never sing, do you? You never make a joke? No.
What about you guys? What's been your funniest moment on Jewellery?
There's been quite a lot in my short time.
the flush cutters the other
Oh, the
week.
flush
Oh, the flush
cutters.
cutters.
What's funny about
Every
the
other
flush
word,
cutters?
every other word was
Flush
with
cutters.
my flush cutters. My trusty flush
Jenny,
cutters.
that
It's the
one.
level of
And that was-
humour
We
here.
were being behaving on that show. It was the best
Have a
behaved
story.
Jenny and I have been together.
Thank you for your question, Tanya. We won't be answering any more of yours. April says, Debbie, I've read somewhere that you can cook pot McLean in the microwave. See, if you do, what utensils do you use? It's useless asking that, April, because Debbie never even heard of it.
No, but I will have a go when I get home.
Blimey, you might have to go out and buy yourself a new microwave. I can't see that. I can't see how
I
that
think
can
it would be too
work.
Do you think the moisture in the
Yeah.
bottom of the
I think it
plane
would
might
be
have it?
Well, the lady just put one on here that she's seen it and she's done it, but you have to put it in water and it bobs around. Well, anyway, I'll have a go.
It'd be interesting.
Moira, I've got a question from you as well. Again, this is going to open another can of worms here. Moira says, if you had not been a jewellery designer, what would you like to have been?
I would have loved to have gone into design, really.
interior
would,
design.
yeah. I would love, because I love furnishings and yeah, and putting
What
colours
did you want to be when you were younger?
together.
Did you want to be a
Just
jewellery
wanted
maker?
to grow up.
I just wanted to grow up and be able to do anything that you can do with the brain. But yeah, no, I would, because I love using colours, and that's why I think I came into jewellery making in the end.
What about you, Alison? What did
When I was young, I wanted to be a vet.
Did you?
Yeah, but you have to study a lot.
Oh, lots of reading.
Never got the grades. But no, I've always wanted to sort of take it to this side. To be, I mean, I've got a day job, but I'd love to do this as a day job.
Oh, there you go.
And in our day, we didn't have the opportunities that you have now.
Yeah.
In our day. 'Cause we
In the
are
olden
old.
days.
Obviously, I'm not included. The olden days when everything was in black and white.
It's fine, I remember that. Yeah,
You
black and white.
don't.
Well, I did interior design, and the fashion industry is something that I absolutely adore. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You have been a model though, haven't you?
Yeah, years ago.
Previous
You
life.
live there.
I just
Oh,
wanted
wait,
to marry
wait.
Prince Charles.
Well, I was going to say,
I did
this
have
is going to be
that, yeah.
ridiculous.
I really did, especially if he wears that military hat.
Do you like Prince Charles?
What would
I
you
like
make for
I
it?
don't
What would you
believe the
have
word
question
sorry.
earlier?
What would
What
I
would you
make?
make for them?
Oh, I'd definitely make sort of a fleur-de-lis out of gemstone,
Would you?
and I'd obviously make some extra. That's what I do. I'd design some more crown jewels. I think we need them.
Yes.
Steady!
What's
Oh,
his
hang on,
face?
turned off again. Right, I think we've got just a couple more questions, which we'll do really quickly. Is that all right? A couple of questions. Is there a standout favourite piece? Oh, sorry, this is from Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Is there a standout favourite piece that you've made over this year as a designer? What has been your most memorable time on Jewellery Maker? Have you ever had one of those moments when you turn off the mic? Turn off the mic to mask the giggling. Well, that happens all the time. That happens all the time. So standout favourite piece that you've made over the last year? Anyone?
I did love doing the lace piece that I did a month
Oh.
ago, or whatever it was, 6 weeks ago. I did love that. Yeah, I loved it.
Gorgeous.
I think that's my favourite. And then the Art Deco tiara I did a few years ago,
Alison?
which is lost.
I think Nelly. So far,
Nelly's
Nelly's my
my favourite.
favourite. Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Debbie?
I enjoyed doing the last DVD with all the animal faces.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
they were beautiful. They were gorgeous. And what about you?
I don't know. I'm struggling to think actually. It's just working with all these fantastic gemstones.
It's
All
I
of
think
your
these-
boutiques.
I think these concave cut gemstones that we're having in a minute. I think any piece that I'm lucky enough to use is going to be my favourite at the time.
Betty asks, "Hi, if you were asked to make a specific design, could you do it?" Well, I think all of our guest designers could within the realms of fantasy. Yes, I think you probably could. I've got two more questions. Someone says, "Oh no, just one more question. What is a designer's favourite piece of equipment and why?" Jewellery making equipment. We have to be specific about that. Jewellery making equipment.
Definitely clay roller for me.
Clay roller.
The twister for me.
It'd have to be my flush button.
Alison, you broke the tone of this entire Google Hangout there.
Okay, what my glue, strangely enough. I love
Right.
Okay.
And on that note, thank you very much for joining us. Now, we've got another Google Hangout coming up at what time? 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Who's it going to be?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Gemma.
Gemma. Wait. I haven't heard of that guest.
Debbie Kershaw.
Debbie Kershaw.
And anyone else that's around.
And anyone else that's around? Maybe some random people passing on the street. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You enjoy the makeup? No. Fantastic. First winning question for the prize draw is Christina Larson. You win a special prize. Do we know what the special prize is? It's a mystery. It could be anything. It might be George Clooney. But Christina Larson, congratulations! You've won the first prize for the first winning question. So congratulations to you, and you're going to win a mystery prize. So we'll see you at 1 o'clock for more Google Hangout time. That sounds so wrong, doesn't it? But we'll see you a little bit later on. Thank you very much, ladies. It's been lovely.
Bye.
Bye.